What's up, guys? It's Bolt here, and I'm bringing you my first ever commentary. Today we're going to be talking about trait leveling. I had a few subscribers message me in the comment section asking me what my trait level is and how to spec for certain builds. And today I'm going to break it down for you guys. But before we start, I recommend certain trait levels for certain difficulties. This is just a guideline. Obviously, this won't pertain to all players, as some players are more skilled than others. So just use this as a rough guide. But if you're going to be playing normal or hard, I recommend trait level anywhere between 0 and 300. Nightmare, anywhere between 300 and 600. And for Apocalypse, anywhere between 600 and max level trait. Again, that's just a guide. Some people are phenomenal at the game from the start and can do Apocalypse mode at trait level 0, so obviously just adjust it accordingly as you play through the game and become more skilled. As you can see, I'm trait level 1000, so I pretty much only play Apocalypse mode. Once you max out your character, you're pretty beefy, strong, so you're gonna want a little bit of a challenge, and Apocalypse mode is where it's at. So this trait leveling guide is gonna be more for beginner players. Intermediate and advanced players are gonna have the majority of these things maxed out already. But if you're just curious to hear what my thoughts are, just stick around. Maybe you'll learn something, maybe you won't. Just, yeah, let's get right into it. So if you're just starting out the game, I recommend going Ex-Cultist class. This is because the Ex-Cultist starts with the Spirit trait, and the Spirit trait is one of the best traits in the game. All builds are centered around mods in some way, shape, or form. So mod power generation is going to help any build regardless of what it is. So that's why you want to go the Ex-Cultist route. But once you start the game, you want to go to the ward. You want to go to the basement and you want to acquire Elder Knowledge. This is going to increase your experience earned by 20%. So what this is going to do is it's going to be able to max out our traits faster and start working on our builds faster. So this is the first trait that you want to invest in and max out. After you max out Elder Knowledge, move on to Vigor. Remnant is a different game than the majority of the games that are out there. A lot of people compare it to the Souls games, and it does have some similarities, but it's not quite a Souls game. So the learning curve is going to be a little steep for the majority of players. So in the beginning, you're going to be taking some hits, trying to learn enemy attack patterns, learning the control scheme, how to dodge, how to neutral dodge, how to sprint dodge, things of that nature. So you want to increase your survivability in the beginning as much as you can, and Vigor is going to help us do that. So after you max out your Vigor, then that's when we're going to move over to Spirit. This is going to be the start of our builds in essence, because every single build, this is the key staple to it. The endurance, the stamina traits, I will save. We got endurance, World Walker, and recovery. Save that at the end of your builds. Stamina does play an important role in a build, but stamina management is the most important thing in this game. Once you start learning attack patterns of enemies, how to dodge properly, how to sprint dodge, you'll be able to conserve a lot of your stamina and be more efficient with it. So we can get away with speccing into that at the end of our builds and focus more on the meat and potatoes of our specific builds. But two more staple traits I want to talk about before we move on to speccing for a specific build is Glutton, which is going to help us consume our consumables faster. Dragon Hearts, status cures, all of those things. So this is going to help us live faster when we're making those sloppy mistakes and you need to increase your survivability. So Glutton, and then the next one would be Triage. So when you pop in those Dragon Hearts or Blood Warts, we'll be getting more health. This, like I said, this is going to be helpful for beginning players. You know, learning the game is going to be difficult, so you will be struggling a little bit in the beginning. And those two traits right there are going to help us with our survivability. So after you got your stable traits maxed, you want to start building your specific build. You know, the beauty about Remnant is that there's so many different ways to play it, so I'll break down a couple of the more popular ones so you can get the gist of it. So one of the most popular builds is just a straight out offensive DPS crit build. Any offensive build is going to revolve around these traits that I'm gonna explain. So if you're going for a more offensive build, crit build, things of that nature, Radiant Set, Slayer, Osseous, you want to start by maxing out the Executioner trait. What Executioner trait does is increases our critical chance. And critical chance is more important than critical damage. The more frequently you are landing your criticals, the more damage you're going to be dealing over the critical damage increase. So go for the Executioner, and then after you max out Executioner, then max out your Kingslayer. Now these two traits are the most important for any build that is trying to maximize their damage. So even if you're going for a mod build, these two right here are going to be the key for your damage. Because mods can crit, summons can crit, you know, explosives like the Particle Accelerator, Explosive Shot, Unstable Quills, those can crit. So these will be staples for any build that is trying to maximize their damage. Now for this DPS crit build, offensive build, right after you max out these two traits, you want to move down the list of your damage traits. I know this is an endgame trait, mind's eye, but this is probably the most important for any range build. So max this one out, and then just go down the list, anything that's going to help us with our DPS. An important one is going to be Quick Hands, which helps us reload our guns faster. Trigger Happy is another one, which increases our fire rate. Landing our shots faster will increase our damage per second and give us more crits. And then everything else that's going to help us maximize our damage. You want to go Exploiter for weak spot damage. Sleight of Hand for swapping if you're going to do the shoot swap. Handling if you want to increase your recoil control. So that's basically it for any offensive or DPS crit related build. Another popular build is the mod build. Mod damage, mod spamming, summoner, explosive build. All of these things revolve around our mods. So obviously we're going to start with Spirit for this one. And then just work your way down the list again, just like the offensive build. Anything related to mods. And if I do list any DLC traits, I apologize if you guys do not have the DLCs, but you should get them. It provides a lot of great content, gear, traits, and for a reasonable price. So if you guys don't have the DLC, I highly recommend it. So after we max out our Spirit, pretty much anything that's gonna help us with our mods. Again, just to reiterate, this Executioner and Kingslayer for your damage on your mods, and then Evocation. That's going to increase our mod damage by plus 15%. Concentration. That's going to increase our mod duration. Go down to Flashcaster. Will help us activate our mods faster. And if you're going for a Summoner build, you're going to want to max out Invoker, which is going to increase your Summoner damage. If you're going for the Summoner build, I recommend that you do not invest in Blood Bond. Do not invest in Blood Bond. This is because it increases the damage absorbed by summons when the summoner takes damage. So, if you have your summon buddies out, you take a hit, your summon buddies are going to take the hit for you. So what this is going to do is it's going to kill your summons faster. But the whole point of having a summoner build is to have the summons out there as long as possible so they can put in work for you. So this is going to do totally opposite of what we want our summoner build to do. So again, if you're going to go the summoner route, do not invest in Blood Bond. Now, if you're going to go for an explosive build, you want to max out Demolitionist. You know, Particle Accelerator, Unstable Quills, Explosive Shot. Anything explosive, this is going to beef that up. Oh, Vulcan's Detonator is another one. If you're going to go the elemental route, if you want to use your Eye of the Storm, your Spitfire, you know, Beam Rifle, this is going to increase your elemental damage right here if that's the route you're going. If you're going for that DOT build, you know, you want to land your bleeds and your burns. You want to max out your Tormentor, Catalyst, which is up here. Those are going to help the DOT builds out a lot. And then at the end of your mod build, I would max out Arcane Strike, which, let's see if I can find it around here. So many mods, I get lost. But Arcane Strike helps us generate mod power on melee attacks, basically. So that's basically like a little template for the mod build. Another popular build is the tank build. Everybody loves their Leto's armor, carapace. You want to face tank as much as possible. So if you're going to go the tank route, the first trait you want to max out is Bark Skin, which is going to increase your armor effectiveness. Then after you max out Bark Skin, you want to just go down the list of your blessing traits. Guardian's Blessing, Mother's Blessing, Keeper's Blessing, and then anything that's going to increase our survivability. We already have Vigor maxed, obviously Glutton and Triage, but you also want to get the other things that are going to help us increase our survivability, like Vaccine. If you're going to go the Life Leech build, tank build that uses Leech Ember or Terra Margin, you know, you want to use Siphoner, you want to max that out. And Potency, anything that's going to increase your survivability with the tank build, that's what you want to max out. And if you're going to go hybrid style, which is going to be kind of difficult in the beginning because you're kind of limited in your traits, but let's say you want to do a mod crit build or something like that, or mod DPS, or, you know, anything like that, you just max out the mods to your, you know, your preference, what you want to focus more on. So if you want to do like a mod crit build, you want to use Eye of the Storm, and you want your mod to crit as much as possible, you'll max out your Execution or your Kingslayer, and then you want to max out your Evocation, Wisdom, and just go based off what you really, what the main goal of the build is going to be. But the hybrid builds are more end game or more high level traits. But so in the beginning, I'd recommend just focusing on one specific build. Go pure summoner or pure crit DPS or pure tank, and then later on branch off to a hybrid style. And then eventually you'll max out everything and you'll just be the jack of all trades. You could use whatever build you want, which is awesome. But that's basically it. So just to recap the beginnings traits, you want to max out your Elder Knowledge, gain more experience, max out our character faster. Go to Vigor, increase our survivability. Go to Spirit for our mod power generation. Then move on to Glutton and Triage. Then start working on your build. Then at the end of your build, you can start maxing out your endurance traits and all the little straggler traits that you want to max out here and there. That's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was my first commentary. Please, if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And the liking and sharing is not more so for me, but for the Remnant game itself. I think this is an amazing game that's flying under a lot of people's radars, which is pretty unfortunate. So if you share it out there, tell your friends, spread the word on the internet, you know, hopefully the community will grow, more people will try the game out, and hopefully that'll lead it to a sequel. And I would love to see a Remnant sequel because this game is fantastic. So yeah, and also in the comment section, let me know what you guys want to see in the future. If you guys want to keep seeing these build videos from me, I have tons of builds left that I can make and showcase them. If you guys want to keep seeing the speed challenges, if you guys want to see me do some random build generator challenge runs, when they fix the survival rewards, I'll be doing survival runs to get the glitched rewards. So if you guys want to see some survival guides, I could do a commentary on that, as I am able to get to high level survival rounds pretty frequently and easily. If you guys need help, I know a lot of people struggle getting that achievement, getting the 10 bosses. Maybe I could do a guide on how to get the 10 bosses. If you guys want to see some collaborations from other content creators, Discord guys, Reddit people, you know, I'm just curious to know. But yeah, just keep dropping those comments, guys. I get a lot of great comments, and I appreciate every single one of them. I enjoy reading them, and I enjoy responding to you guys. But that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.